Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. In 1996, young person Alex Vreek gets the first, and reviled, Jumanji table game after his dad tracks down it while running on an oceanside, yet sets it to the side, pompously noticing that no one plays table games any longer, rather playing a computer game including bikes. Short term, the game changes so the case's items are presently a computer game cartridge. However, when Alex places it in his control center and turns it on, he evaporates. After 20 years, secondary school understudy Spencer Gilpin is shipped off detainment for aiding his previous closest companion, Anthony Refrigerator Johnson, with his schoolwork by composing Cooler's articles for him. They are joined by Bethany Walker, a delightful young lady who was found chatting on her telephone during a test, and Martha Capley, a socially off-kilter young lady who protested being made to partake in rec center class. For confinement, they are accused by head Bentley of eliminating the staples from disposed-of magazines in an old stockpiling region. However, Spencer finds the control center containing the Jumanji game and persuades the others to play it with him. They can't get to one of the 5 player choices, a pilot, yet when every one of the 4 others have been chosen, the game draws them generally inside it, ending up in a wilderness. Every one of the 4 are shaken to understand that they have turned into the symbols they decided for the game. Spencer ends up transformed into Dr. Seeth Bravestone, a solid excavator. Cooler shows up into the game as Franklin Moose Finbar, a specialist zoologist, yet Refrigerator is vexed that his symbol is a foot more limited than he ordinarily is. Martha becomes Ruby Roundhouse, enemy of men. Bethany is presently Dr. Shelley Oberon, a mapmaker that Bethany confused with a lady in light of the fact that the portrayal read breathtaking virtuoso, and she becomes frightened after seeing her appearance. The 4 freak out as they understand they are in the game. Very quickly, Bethany is out of nowhere eaten by a hippopotamus that rises up out of the stream. However, she quickly returns in the wake of dropping out of the sky, escaping from a charge of hippos. The gathering experienced Nigel, whose tedious reactions assist Spencer with recognizing him as an NPC, non-player character, who lets them know that they have come to Jumanji, with regards to the game, in light of a letter Nigel wrote to Spencer's symbol. The letter makes sense of that Nigel was important for a campaign by Pilgrim John Hardin Van Pelt to guarantee the amazing jewel, the Puma's Eye, expulsion of the pearl from the enormous panther sculpture, conceding Van Pelt command over the creatures of Jumanji. To finish the game, the player should return the diamond to the panther sculpture and call out Jumanji. With those guidelines given, the gathering are dropped off external the Timberland, where it is uncovered that Bethany alone can peruse the guide Nigel gave them, the guide guiding them to the following phase of their mission. They are in this way gone after by Van Pelt's men on motorbikes, however figure out how to escape by escaping through the trees and leaping off a bluff into a waterway. Subsequent to arising out of the waterway, Martha understands that she has been shot, yet gets back to the gathering following her symbol detonates. Looking at a progression of line tattoos on their lower arms, which initially comprised of 3 bars where Martha and Bethany presently just have 2, Spencer understands that these bars demonstrate the quantity of lives they have in the game, speculating that they will bite the dust for good, both in the game and in reality too, when they lose every one of the 3 lives, while going to the market where they will accept their next hint, a contention among Spencer and Cooler over. Refrigerator's impression of Spencer's job in this issue brings about Ice Chest pushing Spencer off a precipice, costing him one of his lives. In the marketplace, Refrigerator loses one of his lives when he eats cake recently recognized as one of his personality's shortcomings and detonates, drawing the consideration of Van Pelt's followers. Luckily, before they are gone after, they find their next signed secret in a crate containing a snake, which the group can secure by pooling their abilities and meeting up, permitting Spencer to get the snake while Ice Chest defangs it. At the point when Van Pelt's powers assault, Spencer endeavors to fend them off, yet they are before long stood up to by Van Pelt himself, just barely getting away when another player involves a smoke explosive as an interruption and leads them to a mysterious entry. The 5th playable person presents himself as the pilot Jefferson Seaplane McDonough, who says his genuine name is Alex. He drives the group away. Alex takes the 4 to a treehouse that once had a place with Alan Parrish, Robin Williams' personality from the first film. He makes margaritas for the pack, and Ice Chest becomes inebriated. Alex makes reference to that he has been stuck in the game for quite a long time, and he hasn't had the option to get to the transportation shed to get himself out. Alex has spent 2 of his lives and been not able to advance further without the others because of his restricted abilities, yet has distinguished the vehicle shed where they will obtain the necessary resources to continue on. While Bethany shows Martha in how to tease to occupy the watchman, Alex's dated references lead Spencer and Refrigerator to understand that he is Alex Vreek, Alex thusly, being stunned to discover that he has been caught in the game for more than 20 years. In spite of the fact that Alex experiences a fit of anxiety, the group can get sufficiently close to the vehicle shed after Martha takes advantage of her personality's solidarity of dance battle, in this way assisting Alex with perceiving that they can finish the game by cooperating. There is a short frenzy when harm to the helicopter traps it in a gorge before a rampaging group of white rhinoceros. However, Spencer can fix the harm and assist them with rising. Sadly, they lose the diamond when it drops out of Ice Chest's rucksack. However, Spencer can recover the pearl in the wake of involving Cooler as a penance to draw the rhino crowd's consideration, consequently requesting Alex to turn the helicopter so as to get Refrigerator as he respawns. When they land, Alex is stung by a mosquito and starts to bite the dust because of his symbol shortcoming, yet Bethany saves him by giving him CPR, which passes one of her leftover lives to him. As they planned for their subsequent stage, Spencer and Martha concede that they care deeply about one another in reality, while Bethany starts to bond with Alex, advancing toward the panther sculpture. They end up defied by real puma watches, which costs Spencer one of his lives when he endeavors to take the diamond along the way to the sculpture alone. With Cooler's help, Spencer carries out an arrangement where Martha takes out Van Pelt's coming cronies while the other three give an interruption to the Panthers, passing on Spencer to take one of the cronies' motorbikes and proceed to the sculpture. Van Pelt endeavors to acquire the benefit by abducting Bethany, yet Ice Chest can drive the Panther monitors away by become a close acquaintance with an elephant, just for the players to lose the pearl when it is discarded. While the others occupy Van Pelt's followers, Spencer takes the bicycle to the highest point of the sculpture while Martha recovers the jewel from a pit brimming with snakes, utilizing her personality's shortcoming to Toxin to forfeit her subsequent life and respawn in a position where she can pass the diamond to Spencer as she falls. With this activity, Spencer puts the pearl in the sculpture and calls out Jumanji, finishing the game and re-establishing the wilderness to harmony. With this triumph, Nigel seems to compliment the gathering, shaking their hands and returning them to this present reality. Back in the extra space, every one of the 4 confinement understudies have gotten back to their actual structures, yet are disheartened to observe that Alex isn't among them. As they head back home, they witness the Vreek family, which had fallen into deterioration as Alex's folks had no response concerning his destiny, has been completely re-established. As a vehicle leaves outside the house to deliver a family, the dad sees the previous players and affirms that he is Alex, who rose up out of the game in 1996 and changed his set of experiences, likewise uncovering that he named his oldest little girl after Bethany. Yet again the next week at school, Spencer and Cooler are companions, and Bethany is making arrangements to go hiking, while Spencer and Martha begin dating. At the point when they hear the drumbeats of Jumanji, they take the control center out to the rear of the school and Refrigerator drops a bowling ball onto it, each proposing that this will end the game unequivocally once more. Nonetheless, toward the finish of the end credits, Jumanji's threatening wilderness drums play, proposing the game actually exists in a structure to play one more of its hazardous games.